bad chick. Far from the average. College educated with an MBA. Run her own business on a daily basis. Don't need a nigga, but she.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Gray Areas, where life isn't always black and white. Sometimes there's a middle, a compromise, a gray area. I am G-Day, one of your hosts.
Hi, and I am Steven, your second host. And today we have two beautiful young ladies with us that are joining us today to speak about today's topic. I'm going to let them go ahead and introduce themselves.
I'm Abiba Carnberry, and I'm a freshman at ISU.
My name is Nina, and I'm also a freshman here at ISU.
Thank you guys for joining us today.
Today we are bringing you guys a different topic from feminism. We're going to ask the people with us, our special guests, and the hosts right here, and you guys in the audience. We're going to ask you: is unconditional love possible? Is it realistic, and can it work in today's society, especially?
Yes. We all know unconditional love is possible between humans and God, but does it exist between two humans? Mm-hmm. In a friendship settings or in a relationship setting, something like that. So before we get into this, I'm going to go ahead and read a definition of unconditional love that I found on Google to my host and our guest today, and then we can go ahead and start from there. It says unconditional love is known as affection without any limitations or love without conditions. So, Nina and Abiba, what do you guys think? Do you guys think unconditional love exists?
I personally do think unconditional love exists. An example of unconditional love is a mother's love for her child, for her children.
Thank you.
I believe unconditional love exists in certain relationships.
Okay. How about you?
I certainly believe that unconditional love it exists. It's rare in today's generation, but it does exist. I just think that we have, as 21st century people, we have fallen back on the idea of love, what love means, and if we've forgotten the fact that there was once a thing called unconditional love in the first place, and that's the problem with today's society. But I certainly do believe that it is absolutely possible.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and piggyback off of what Nina said earlier. I do believe that unconditional love exists to some certain extent, especially what she said, a mother's love. I believe that, their mother's love, that it's definitely unconditional. But in the grand scheme of things, if we take that out, I don't believe that unconditional love truly exists. This is why I feel this way. For me, basically, unconditional love is loving without conditions, loving without limitations. But I feel there are some things that people can do that can make us stop loving them. So if there are things that people can do that can make us stop loving them, was there really unconditional love in the beginning? You get what I'm saying? Because there are couples that claim that they love each other from the beginning, but there are situations that happen. There are things that is done that makes that love fade away, and they ended up, breaking up and divorce. What do you guys think about that?
I'm gonna start that off because that's the problem. We have put conditions on love. If I truly, this is taking it away from the whole family love thing, and I'm talking about relationships / marriages now. If I truly love this woman, I am in love with a woman, there isn't anything that she can do for me to ever stop loving her. Now, the relationship can end, but the love will never end. You know what I'm saying? So if I truly love a woman, I said today she gets up, she packs her bags, and she leaves. My love can be unconditional. Hers doesn't have to be. My love is unconditional, and I truly believe that just because she left, I don't ever stop loving her. Because a part of her will always be there. It's not a condition. You know what I'm saying? Once we start putting conditions in relationships, like I love this woman because she's beautiful. One day her beauty will fade. And when her beauty fades, what are you going to love then? Because she's not going to be beautiful.
Okay.
to you anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Nina and Nabiba, do you guys have anything to add to what he said, or
Going off of what you said, since you feel like you personally don't think that it exists, I also feel like people mix conditional or unconditional love, and they think it has to be a two-way street, like it has to go both ways.
Yeah.
And I personally, like Judith said, like he can love someone unconditionally, and then that person won't love him unconditionally, and they'll say that wasn't unconditional love, because I feel like they look at it as a two-way thing. When I feel like someone can personally love someone unconditionally alone.
Okay. How about you, Habiba?
In my opinion, I feel like I'll be able to, me personally, I think I'll be able to love someone unconditionally. However, how you said, like, it can change, like, stuff do change.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I will look past, like you, I feel like first you fell in love with her beauty. Then as time go on, you'll start to fall in love with more stuff other than, like, just like a physical appearance. You'll start looking more into a person and finding stuff like. So I think I can love someone.
Okay. Let me give you guys a question or a scenario rather. When you meet somebody, do they not have to meet a certain expectations, a certain condition before you can love them?
I believe before you can. Okay, let's first break that down. Before you can get to love, I have to like you first.
Okay.
I believe that there are expectations or there are standards to liking someone. But I don't believe when it comes to love, real love, I don't think there's a standard for love. If I like you, I like you because you're beautiful. I like you because you have a great personality, because you're smart. These are things that I am attracted to you. You know what I'm saying? That attracts you to me, rather. Now, once I start leaving that spectrum of physicality or that spectrum of she's the smartest woman alive, once I start leaving that spectrum and I get into the whole idea of falling in love with a woman, I don't just want to think about your beauty. I want to wake up every morning when I am 80 years old and think, wow, this woman is the most beautiful woman I've ever seen.
Okay.
That's not just physicality. That's just there's no reason for me to even feel that way sometimes. It's just a feeling that you can't even explain. You can't explain falling in love with someone.
Okay, I get what you're saying, but how do you go from that spectrum of just physicality to loving them? Like you said, you might like them at first for their, for their beauty or things that they do, but what ends up making you fall in love with them?
This is probably the last. We'll pass it to the guest after I say this, but it's you as a man. Once I start liking a woman, I start talking to her. Let's say we start dating. I might not even be in love with her when we start dating, but let's say we start dating, and I wake up one morning and I realize that there are some things that I'm willing to sacrifice for you that I can't seem to sacrifice for anybody else. That's when I truly know, for me personally, that I am step by step falling in love with this woman. Okay, so if I go out of my way and I truly can sacrifice something for you without regret, even if it doesn't work out. Let's say you really need to get to work and you don't have a car, and I give you my car. If anybody knows me, I don't give my car to anyone. If I give you my car for you to drive my car somewhere, and let's say on your way there, God forbid, you get in an accident, my car gets totaled, but you're fine. If I don't feel bad for giving you that car, then that means I am probably in love with you. And it's not a switch that you anticipate. It's more of a switch that it just happens. Sometimes you just wake up one morning and you're just like, Jesus Christ, I am in love with this woman.
So you're saying it don't have a time limit?
It doesn't have a time limit. No, falling in love with someone doesn't. Personally, for me, it might be different for everybody else, but for me, falling in love with someone does not have a time limit. However, ladies, don't waste your time waiting for a man to fall in love with you. If you guys are talking for 6 months and you're only talking, and then you start dating, and then 2 years later he can't seem to tell you that he's in love with you, you're wasting your time. Because that's I know there's no time. I know there's no time frame to it, but there's also the idea that you're getting old by the day. Don't waste your time waiting for someone to fall in love with you.
That's a good point. But that's another topic for another day. But I'm gonna let the guest go ahead and answer my question, and I will answer that question again. When it gets past that point of physicality, when do you start knowing that you love somebody?
For me personally, like Judith says, I truly feel like true love, there is no like definition, or there's no like reason to actually loving someone if you actually love them. Me personally, it is true when you sacrifice more for that person than you would for anyone else. But like when you're truly in love with someone, or like when you're going from liking to loving, it's like, it's just a feeling. I feel like personally, like for me, it's just a feeling. Like there isn't a reason why I started loving you. I just did because.
Okay. Thank you. How about you?
For me personally, I don't think I'll be able to answer that question only because I've never been in love with somebody to say whether like to explain the difference in me liking them and me being in love. So I feel like when I'm in that position, and if I do get out that position, I'll have an opinion on it. But for right now, I can't say how I feel about it.
Thank you. Gita, let me come back to you. You said the point when you said this is how you find out when you start loving somebody. When you wake up and you see that you're able to sacrifice for them without them even doing anything. You're just able to do something for them without them asking for it. I get that, but I'm trying to reach a point. I'm trying to get to a point. I'm trying to say there has to be something that they do that gets you to that point to wake up one day and just say, this person is worth it. They're worth my love. They're worth me sacrificing these things for them. It has to be something they do, right? It has to be something they do, or it has to be who they are. So my point basically is there's always a requirement. There's always an expectation, a condition that you want them to meet. You might not want to admit it, but when you think about it, they have to meet a certain expectation, a certain condition before you start waking up in the morning and thinking, you know what, this person is worth it. Let me let him drive my car. Let me let him, have some money. Let me let them do this.
Yeah. Let me drop a quote from one of my favorite authors and certainly one of my favorite preachers, Dr. Miles Monroe, rest in peace. He said in one of his sermons, a reason to love becomes a condition, and a condition becomes an expectation, and expectations never last. You're right. Yeah, you're right. There's some things that you do. Okay, for example, if I meet a woman for the first time, right? We all know that I'm first attracted to her beauty, right? And then let's say we start talking, we start getting to know each other. Then one day she comes over to my place, and without me asking, she just goes in my kitchen and cooks for me. That food can change a man's life. Food can change any man's life. So if you just randomly go in the kitchen and you cook for me, even if the food is horrible, even if it's horrible, the idea that you were bold enough to go in that kitchen and actually cook something for me, like you tried your hardest to make me something, that's some things that you do that will start getting me to start, finding that spot in life where I'm like, okay, I love this woman. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so it that is a condition, but we have to understand that unconditional love is developed.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But it's developed.
I know what you're saying, but you have to get to love before you get to unconditional.
Of course.
And for you to get to that love, they have to meet some expectations.
Right.
Exactly. So at the end of the day,
the expectation stops when you start unconditional loving that person.
Okay, I think Dina has something to say.
Aside from the family love, I think we should specify are we talking about unconditional love in a relationship with someone?
Yes.
Or
right now, that's what we were talking about.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, let me ask you something.
Even though in the family settings, I do believe I do believe sometimes,
Even in the family setting, I don't even believe unconditional love is viable, to be honest. But that's a topic for a different day.
So you think it exists in a relationship setting?
I think unconditional love is something that you have to develop yourself into.
Okay.
Like if you asked me when I was 16 years old, do I unconditionally love my mother? I'll tell you no, because she still beats me. And she still, she punishes me.
Yeah.
And things like that. I didn't unconditionally love her then. You know what I'm saying? But if you ask me now, Jesus Christ, I'll do anything for my mother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let me in the family set, let me give you an example. Let's say I have me and my wife, she gets pregnant, she gives birth to twins, 2 boys. And one of them becomes a star basketball player, and one of them becomes a drug addict. Which one do you think I love unconditionally?
I think as a parent, you should love both unconditionally.
But that's not reality.
But sometimes
Realistically, you can't love both unconditionally.
See, that's the point I'm trying to make, though. I'm trying to make it. See, for you, yeah.
That's just.
Tell me. So why don't you love both of them unconditionally?
Because one is giving you something, and the other is a liability.
So basically, the other one is
assets over liability. So
basically, the other one is not meeting a certain expectation.
Expectation. That's why I'm saying in the family setting, I can't, because that's like saying parents love all their children equally. It's okay. It's possible. It's possible for a parent to love all their children like equally.
I think they just do it in a different way.
But I can tell you right now, my father doesn't love me the same way he loves my brother and sister. Like, I know he loves me, but as the first child, I was like a trial run. You know what I'm saying? So now they raise the other ones so that they don't end up like me. You know what I'm saying? So he loves me, but I wouldn't say it's unconditional. Like, if you had to pick between my twins and me.
Okay, let's hope it never comes to that. But I do believe that your parents love you unconditionally. But it all comes back to what I'm saying, because you say you believe unconditional love exists.
But it's different in a relationship.
But why should it be different?
Because it's between one person and the other. It's between me and one other person. It's not between me and. That's like saying I love all of you unconditionally. I can't love all of you unconditionally.
Technically, it's not between you and one person. It's just you loving another person unconditionally. Like she said, unconditional love does not have to be, it doesn't have to be something returned.
Okay, let me ask a question to all of you guys. At the point where a man proposes to a woman, should he have unconditional love for her at that point?
I think he will develop it after, like during the marriage.
So he doesn't have unconditional love, because I believe if I'm going to propose to you, I have to have that unconditional love for you. I don't want to propose to you with conditions.
That's for you, but before you propose to them, isn't there something they could do that could stop that proposal? Like if you're going to ask them to marry you, there has to be something they could do that would make you not ask them to marry you.
And then once you still love them unconditionally.
Exactly. At that point,
and if
you're able to leave them when they do something,
then it's not unconditional.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
I'm saying this is for Jide. If Jide wants to propose to a woman that he really cares about, if I'm really, really, really ready to propose to my girlfriend, I truly want to be able to love. I want to have loved her, or at least be extremely close to loving her unconditionally. Because I'm even thinking now, what if I truly love my wife, my fiance, girlfriend, unconditionally? What could she do for me to not propose to her?
Exactly what I'm trying to say.
There's nothing. There is nothing.
There's nothing somebody can do to not make you propose to them if you have unconditional love.
If it's criminal, if it's a criminal activity, there's a chance she's going to jail. I won't even get a chance to.
What if somebody? This is a big issue. What if she cheats on you before you propose to her, and you have unconditional love for her?
I will still listen. The time frame of proposing there's no set time frame for proposing.
But
So let me just finish explaining. Okay. So if let's say my girlfriend cheats on me the day I really feel like I'm ready to propose to her, and I find out she's cheated on me, I will halt the proposal. You know what I'm saying? No. But I'm not gonna stop the proposal.
So you're still going
to hold the proposal.
So you're still going to end
yes, because I don't believe cheating is the worst thing that can happen.
If it's somebody that cheated on you before you married them, this is a topic for another day. Let's not get off topic. Okay. But if somebody, let's just keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. Let's keep moving on. Nina, you have something.
People are gonna talk about. People are gonna ask us about that section.
I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
Aside from the family love, do you guys believe unconditional love exists outside of a relationship?
Like friends?
Outside. Yeah.
Like friends?
Outside of a romantic relationship.
Yeah, I do, because
I feel like people get love and relationships confused.
I just read that. I think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, you can love anybody and not be in a relationship with them. Friends love friends. You know, of course. I mean, I love all my friends.
Of course.
But you're asking, could that love be unconditional?
Exactly. Just like how Judith said, a relationship can end, but the love still continues.
I don't know.
But like prior to a relationship, do you guys believe unconditional love exists?
I don't know.
Because, outside of a relationship?
I don't know, because there's something a friend can do that can make me stop loving. Yeah. I can love him unconditionally. Yeah. I love all my friends unconditionally. I could say that. I'm not saying I do, but I could say that. But there's something they could do that can make me stop loving them.
Stop loving them or stop?
Yes, stop loving them. Let me go ahead.
I feel like, for me personally, I think I can love a friend unconditionally. Only reason why is because I always see the good in the person. So regardless of what the person did to me.
Not even if they do you really bad.
If they do me really bad, I'm really serious about my friends. So I have a friend right now. Whatever we go through, we may not be friends right now, but I still love her no matter what. If anything happened to her, it's like,
I don't know, because
it's like it happened to me. So I love her unconditionally, and nothing can change that. I don't care what she does.
Let me give a scenario. Okay. Let me give a quick scenario.
I agree.
So, if one of my friends, and I have friends that I've known for like 8, 9, 10 years now. If, let's say, in the scenario where I want to propose to my girlfriend that day, and I find out my girlfriend has been fucking my friend from 10 years ago that I love unconditionally, exactly. I will quickly find the condition to stop loving them. Quickly.
Honestly, exactly.
Because if you think that's just at that point, that's just disrespect. But and you know, friends, if you really put the label of unconditional on a friend, you might not end up happy. Because friends are meant to come and are meant to go.
I wouldn't say
not meant. You know,
I wouldn't say meant. I mean,
they come and they go.
It happens. Yeah, it doesn't mean it's meant to be like that. There are friends that are friends for the entire, for the rest of their lives.
Of course. But I'm saying that, like, if you can't rely on I can't rely or put unconditional love on a person, because then if they constantly do me wrong, then it's going to be difficult for me to let them go as a friend. If you don't bring any positivity, let's say I have a friend that I've known since I was 2, when I was 2 years old, and now I am 20, and we are both 20, but the path that I'm going is this way, and like up, and the path that he's going is down. But you gotta go.
Yeah, but okay.
That's why I can't love a friend unconditionally. I just can't.
Well, okay, but in that scenario that you just gave, I don't believe in unconditional love. But I'm just gonna go off what you guys are saying. Since you all believe unconditional love exists,
I believe it exists
in a relationship.
Okay.
So you believe it exists in a relationship?
In love.
Okay. Well, I do not believe it exists at all, because I believe there are certain expectations that we all expect people around us to meet, and I feel like it gets to a point, and there's something those people can do that can make me stop loving them unconditionally. That's just how I feel. Relationship.
What can they do to make you stop loving them unconditionally?
Can I ask you a question?
This whole cheating thing, it's a big deal. If somebody does that, if somebody I love does that, why would I love somebody like that?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You get married. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, you get married. And your wife,
Yeah.
what could your wife do
To make me stop loving her?
and if you truly stop loving her unconditionally, why stay in that marriage?
Why would I stay if I stop loving
Because
her?
I know you,
Hey.
and I know how we're raised. I know you don't believe in divorce. Yes?
I wouldn't say that. I
Hey.
mean,
If you don't believe in
man.
unconditional love, why get married in the first place? If you
Exactly.
know, like
Wait,
if you know you're gonna leave and go somewhere else, it's
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying I'm going to end up leaving. I'm just saying there's something they can do that can make me stop loving them. So if I'm able to stop loving them, then was it really unconditional love at
I'm
first?
talking about your wife.
Yeah, still.
Go ahead.
Can we
Go ahead.
clarify and like say that not everyone is fortunate enough to experience unconditional love?
Fact.
Not everyone. Some people, unconditional love is something real, and it's rare, which means it's hard.
Mhm.
And there's a lot of people that are raised or that just take the easy way out or make a label for unconditional love.
Mhm.
So we have to put that in our heads that not everyone can experience that.
And unfortunately, in this generation, it has gotten to a point where we unconditionally love our technology more than we can ever unconditionally love a human being.
That's very true.
Whether you believe it or not, some people love their phones more than they love their wives, their children, their girlfriends, their boyfriends, and it's truly disgusting because the interaction that you get from someone you truly love can never match whatever your cell phone can give you at all.
Okay, thank you.
You know?
We don't really have that much time left, but I'm just going to go ahead and ask this question, and I would appreciate if you guys keep it short, the answer short. But is loving someone, regardless of how they treat you, a good idea?
Not unconditional love. Are you loving them or
Unconditional love. Is
If I
loving
unconditionally
someone
love-
unconditionally, regardless of how they treat you, a good idea? If somebody treats you like shit, and you
before?
want to love them unconditionally,
I feel like you can't help who you love. I feel like it'll be a bad idea if you continue to keep them in your life, but
I
you
think
can
you
learn
can.
to love from a distance.
I think you can help who you love. Matter of fact, I think we choose who we love. Do you guys believe that? Do you
In the
believe you choose?
beginning, yes, of course. But like when you love
It
someone,
gets to
you
a
can't
point
just
where you don't
stop
have a
loving
choice
them.
anymore.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna wrap this up.
We didn't all answer the question.
Oh, we didn't. Okay.
We didn't answer
What's
the
the question again?
Is loving so? What was the question again?
Is it a good idea?
Is it a good idea to
So-
unconditionally love someone who treats you badly?
Yeah.
I feel like it's actually. I think it's a bad idea because if a person is treating you, even though I say I believe it, but if a person is really treating you bad,
Mhm.
like, what is it about them that
Mhm.
you just can't
Exactly.
separate yourself from them? I mean, like you said, you can love at a
Mhm.
distance. That's true, but what's about it?
I'll keep my answer short. Before I even get to, like we said before, unconditional love is developed. Before I even get to unconditionally love you, I probably already know what your character is.
But people
now,
change.
people do change.
People change.
If I get to a point of unconditional love, and you start treating me bad, first of all, I don't know. As a man, I find it difficult to find out that a woman can really. But either way, if you start treating me bad, we can go our separate ways, but I will never stop loving you. That's
Okay.
unconditional.
Loving from a distance.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Nina and Abiba, for joining us today. This was a very interesting topic to talk about.
Yep.
And thank you for the fans for listening. We appreciate you for the support and love. Our first episode did really good, and we really appreciate that. So we will continue to bring this to you guys and continue to support us. Again, my name is Steven, and my partner here is
Judah.
Thank you guys for being with us, and have a nice day. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Hey, shout out to Derek Wealthy for the intro music. Y'all check him out on SoundCloud. Derek Derik and Wealthy Soul WealthySoul. Check him out and support. Thank you.
Run her own business on a daily basis. Don't need a nigga, but she want me. She ride that dick, she make a nigga think like. She make a nigga think like that. She make a nigga think. She make a nigga think like that.